Hi, today we're going to be trying the Palettful Packs Basic Box for September. And oops, let's put that back inside for a little bit and let's check what's inside. So the first art supply I see is this Daler and Rowney Aquafine Watercolor ink in red. Cadmium red to be exact. And then we have the same exact thing but in lemon yellow. And then we have another color in ultramarine blue. And then there's this Stonehenge Legion watercolor paper, and it has that bumpy texture like regular water paper. And then we have this Legion Yupo Translucence, and it's kind of smooth, almost like plastic. And yeah, so we have two pads of mini watercolor paper. And then we have this brush, silver crystal brush, and it's green. It's kind of too shiny to see. So let me try opening it up and see if it'll be a bit easier to see on camera. So this is, it's not focusing, silver crystal brush in the size 4, I'm pretty sure. And we have this cute sticker that almost fell out of the box, and this little dog holding a paintbrush, and it's super duper cute. And then we have this palette, which has 6 wells in it, so that's great because we have 3 colors and we can just water it down. Then we have this Palettful Packs card with their logo on it, and oh, it has the dog, the golden retriever, holding the brush, and it's basically thanking for their anniversary and stuff. And then we have this, which has all of their stuff and basically what everything is: the brush and this paper. And this one is like you can wipe it off because it's plastic if you make a mistake, and it's very clear. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can actually see my finger through the paper. And that's the paint tray. It has all the prices, and then our prompts are history, escape, stuffed animal, or dream. So we'll see if we'll follow those. And now we're just going to I have everything set up, and we're just going to try out the different papers and swatch everything. So let's open it and see what the paint or ink kind of looks like. So it has a little dropper in it, and they look pretty normal. And this yellow looks really like runny egg yolk to me for some reason. Kind of weird, but so we have 2 different types of paper which we can try out, and I might try doing both of them. So let's try putting a little bit of each into each well. Let me move that over there. And let's just take out a piece of paper to try out. So this is our translucent paper. I'm just going to put try the wet on wet technique, and it looks very, very clear. Like the paint is definitely not seeping in, probably because of its plastic kind of the plasticky feeling of the paper. And it looks pretty translucent, kind of like very clear on the paper when you spread it out. And then let's take a little bit of the Stonehenge Aqua cold pressed paper, and the color looks a lot deeper and richer, and it definitely is soaking up the paint. And apparently using the translucent paper is supposed to make it like not fade the color, like the color won't fade, but it looks a lot much like lighter, and it's not as deep as the Stonehenge Aqua cold press. And they also said you can water it down if you want, kind of like watercolor, hence the name watercolor ink. And let's try some of the yellow. And it's pretty neon, especially on the cold press paper. So you can definitely wipe it off, but it does take your fingerprints. But it's definitely easy to wipe off if you make a mistake. So let's see how it like covers. Well, didn't let it dry, so that's pretty good. And we can make some purple. That's more like a plum color. It looks pretty cool on the translucent paper. Just drawing random leaf kind of thing. It's really fun because the translucent paper really picks up your brush strokes when you're using the flat edge. That looks like a turnip. The rose is super pretty with these color combinations, so I might try to do that. But yeah. So maybe I'll do a blue background and use it on the translucent paper, because I'm pretty excited to try that one. So yeah, let's try painting for real now. So let's start with the translucent, and I'm just going to make a light blue and make a nice background. And like the paper, like I said, it kind of picks up your streaks, like your strokes. So it kind of has like that texture to it. And I don't know if I want horizontal streaks or vertical, but I think I'm going to go with maybe horizontal. So let's just put that there while we wait for it to dry, and let's do the cold press one. So I think I might do like some type of cloud picture for like a dream or something. And I'm just going to test the paper, test the paint that I mixed to make sure it's the color I want, because it usually doesn't really look like the watercolor ink. So that's a very nice color. And I'm just going to probably make a whole background of this. And oops, that's much darker than I wanted. But you probably should prep up a lot of paint, even because it's a tiny piece of paper. Even just a drop will definitely not cover the whole paper. That's very dark. It doesn't really look that dreamy type thing. But even on Stonehenge cold press paper, if you add water, you can still kind of fix a mistake if you made it too dark. Because it does look like it's not going to be that dark, but sometimes it's probably going to be easier to fix that mistake on the translucent paper. But it's still doable on Stonehenge paper. So now I'm just going to make like a color, a purple maybe, to make like clouds. I'm gonna have a flat bottom kind of, and then be really poofy. Kind of want them to vary almost. And we'll add a little bit of red maybe. Wait, that looks like candy, but I mess up. So we'll just blend the whole thing out, because the candy definitely did not work. And it kind of looks better because you can see it more, and it's kind of blending with the blue. So we'll kind of add a little bit of red to each of the clouds. That's very... Sometimes you need to make sure that it's like red, like the color you want, or not you might make a big mistake, and it might turn out to be a whole lot darker. What I'm doing here is just after I made that mistake with the red, I'm just bringing some red over to the other clouds, so kind of distributing it. looks pretty good. Maybe I'll add a little blue. I'm just going to keep adding color until I feel like it's probably going to be ruined and to try to fix it. Okay, that's way too much blue. As you can see, even with the stone touch paper, like I said, you can always fix it by just taking some water and then picking the paint up. What I like to do is kind of put it at the bottom, at the edge of the cloud, and then drag up a little bit. So that's our dream picture, and then let's finish this one. I'm going to take some red and maybe some purple, make some purple. And take some water. My water jar, the water looks so pretty. And then just test our red, maybe add a little bit of yellow to make sure it's the color we want. And I'm just going to start painting some roses. And just do petal by petal. And it almost looks like glass roses. It looks so pretty. Probably because of the translucent paper. And that, it looks like glass roses, which is really, really cool. I'm kind of going to vary between a lighter and a darker shade of the color. And then just make kind of like cascading roses or something. So now we have lighter one again. And we're just going to add more petals. And do a small one here. Or maybe a big one. There's so much space here. It looks so nice, like really glass looking. I'm gonna add another rose there. And another one there. For the darker ones, it starts or for all of the roses, it starts to look really, really dark in the middle. And then once you get to the outside edges, it looks lighter. That's another cool part of this painting thing. And I'm going to draw another darker rose. Now I think we'll make some green. And we're going to make some leaves. So kind of between every crack you can find, you can just add a little leaf to add some brightness, kind of, because this is pretty dark. And you're done!